Nollywood has always had a way of telling stories that reflect real life, and the movie Risk Management on Ruth Kadiri 24/7 is one of those films that makes you pause and ask yourself difficult questions about parenting, trust, and the consequences of assumptions. But before we go deep into this review, let me ask you something. Have you ever believed someone without hearing the full story? Or maybe ignored someone's cry for help because you thought they were exaggerating? That is exactly the kind of emotional storm this movie throws at the audience. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's break down this powerful Nollywood drama. The story begins, a family that looks perfect. The movie introduces us to Vanessa, a teenage girl from a wealthy and influential family. On the outside, everything looks perfect. Her father is a successful banker, and her mother is a highly respected lawyer. They live in comfort, and Vanessa attends one of the best schools. But as we all know, not everything that shines is gold. Very early in the story, we notice tension between Vanessa and Margaret, the family driver. Vanessa repeatedly begs her parents to replace Margaret or allow her to take the school bus instead. However, her parents dismiss her complaints. Why? Because Margaret is not just a driver, she is family. Margaret is the father's niece, and in their eyes, there is absolutely no reason not to trust her. And right here, the movie plants the first seed of conflict. The hidden enemy. As the story unfolds, we discover something disturbing. Margaret secretly hates Vanessa. The reason? Years earlier, Margaret's family asked Vanessa's parents for financial help when her father was dying. According to Margaret, they refused to help, and as a result, her life fell apart. She had to drop out of school and abandon her dreams. So now she wants revenge. But instead of confronting the parents, she chooses to take it out on Vanessa. This is where the story becomes intense. Margaret begins manipulating Vanessa, threatening and blackmailing her to misbehave and fail academically. Imagine being a teenager forced into rebellion by someone you're supposed to trust. It's painful, it's terrifying, and sadly, it happens more often than we think. Vanessa's downward spiral. Because of Margaret's manipulation, Vanessa slowly transforms. She becomes a bully at school. Her grades begin to drop. Teachers see her as a spoiled rich kid who doesn't care about her education. Even the school staff lose hope in her. But one teacher notices something different. That teacher is Mr. David, the teacher who actually cares. Mr. David is not just an English teacher, he is also a school counselor, and unlike everyone else, he looks beyond Vanessa's bad behavior. He sees potential, he sees intelligence, and he senses pain. During one detention session, he challenges Vanessa to write an essay defending the school's zero-tolerance policy against bullying. What happens next shocks everyone. Vanessa produces a brilliant essay, an essay so powerful that it proves she is actually one of the smartest students in the school. This moment is important because it shows something powerful. Sometimes the problem child is not the problem. Sometimes they're just crying for help. When care is misunderstood. As Mr. David continues trying to guide Vanessa back on the right path, something unexpected happens. Vanessa develops a crush on him. Now let's pause here. Teenagers having crushes on teachers is not unusual, but the movie shows how dangerous it can become if boundaries are not clearly enforced. Vanessa starts misinterpreting Mr. David's concern as romantic interest. She gives him gifts, she sends him messages, she tries everything possible to get his attention, but Mr. David repeatedly rejects her advances. He reminds her firmly that he is her teacher and nothing more. Unfortunately, Vanessa refuses to accept that reality. The prank that changed everything. Things take a dramatic turn when Vanessa and her friends stage a prank to test whether Mr. David truly cares about her. Vanessa pretends to collapse at school. When Mr. David rushes to help her, the moment is secretly recorded. The video spreads around the school. Suddenly, it looks like something inappropriate happened between teacher and student, and just like that, Mr. David's reputation is destroyed. He is suspended from his job. The school administration begins investigating him. The worst part? Vanessa tells the school authorities that Mr. David is her boyfriend. Yes, you read that right. Her innocent teacher is now facing accusations that could destroy his career forever. When lies become too big. At this point in the movie, the tension becomes unbearable. Vanessa's parents become furious. They threaten legal action against the teacher. The school administration believes Vanessa and her friends. Mr. David loses his job, and it looks like the truth may never come out. But guilt is a heavy burden. Eventually, Vanessa breaks down and confesses everything. The truth finally comes out. Vanessa reveals the entire story. Margaret had been blackmailing her for years, forcing her to behave badly, threatening to expose fake stories if she disobeyed. And because her parents never believed her complaints about Margaret, she felt trapped and alone. Mr. David was the only adult who ever tried to understand her. That is why she became emotionally attached to him. But in trying to keep him close, she accidentally destroyed his life. The emotional resolution. When Vanessa's parents finally hear the full story, they are shocked. They realize they failed their daughter by refusing to listen to her concerns. Margaret also discovers the truth about why her family was not helped years earlier. At the time, Vanessa's parents themselves were under financial investigation and could barely survive. They weren't heartless, they were simply struggling. This revelation breaks Margaret. She realized she ruined a child's life based on a misunderstanding. Eventually, the school clears Mr. David of wrongdoing and reinstates him. But Vanessa faces consequences too. She is suspended for 1 month, a painful but necessary lesson about accountability. Lessons from the movie. This movie carries several powerful lessons. 1. Always listen to your children. Sometimes parents assume children exaggerate or lie, but ignoring their complaints can lead to serious consequences. 2. Revenge destroys everyone. Margaret's revenge did not fix her pain. Instead, it created new victims. 3. Teachers must protect themselves professionally. Even innocent situations can be misunderstood. Documentation and professional boundaries are incredibly important. 4. Teenagers need guidance, not judgment. Vanessa was not evil. She was confused, manipulated, and desperate for someone to care. Acting and production. The performances in this film are impressive. Ruth Kadiri's production team once again delivers a story that blends emotion, suspense, and social commentary. The actors portraying Vanessa and Mr. David deserve special praise. Their performances make the audience feel the confusion, anger, and regret in every scene. The writing also deserves credit. The twists are realistic and emotionally grounded, which is why the story feels so relatable. Final thoughts? Risk management is not just a movie, it's a conversation. A conversation about parenting, trust, emotional vulnerability, and the dangers of misunderstanding. It reminds us that sometimes the biggest crises start from the smallest ignored warning signs. And in the end, the real message of the movie is simple. Listening can save lives. My rating. Storyline, 9 out of 10. Acting, 8.5 out of 10. Emotional impact, 9 out of 10. Overall, 8.8 out of 10. Definitely a Nollywood movie worth watching. This review is based on the movie released on Ruth Kadiri 24/7 and all rights belong to the creators. Support my channel. If you enjoyed this review, please support my YouTube channel, Flicks and Seals. Your support means everything. Subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts about the movie, and share with your friends. Your engagement helps the channel grow and allows me to bring you more Nollywood movie reviews. So tell me in the comments, do you think Vanessa deserved forgiveness? Let's talk about it.